recording mode.
Hi, my name is Teja Laird, and today I will be showing you the 5 artifacts that I've connected this past semester. The movie I chose I felt connected with is Soul Surfer. Bethany Hamilton was 13 years old when she lost her arm, and she thought her life was over, like her surfing career, but it wasn't. It just got started. So the first learner profile I chose is to maintain a positive mindset and belief in the value of persisting in learning. So in Miss Napoleon's class, we had to film a podcast with our group and talk about a specific topic that we got to choose. My group and I talked about how concrete is better than wood to build a house. So throughout this project, I learned how to maintain a positive mindset and learning, even to keep learning, and even when you want to give up. For instance, the microphone and the recorder, every time I wanted to pause the recorder, it just kept deleting because I didn't know how to work it. But after many times of repeating myself and getting frustrated over the same thing, I strive to keep a positive mindset. In my opinion, I think I was very successful towards this project because I've always believed in the value of persisting in learning. In particular, my first attempt of editing the podcast, I realized how long the video was and I got really lazy and I doubted myself. While this may be true, I realized I wasn't getting anywhere and I needed to self-assess and finish what I started. Near the end, I maintained a positive mindset and learned how to finish the podcast on a good note. In Soul Surfer, Bethany Hamilton was depressed for a while because she didn't want to try or do anything new, and she told, this was our podcast.
Concrete is sturdier, it is a better insulator, it doesn't rot, it is hard for mold and mildew to grow.
Okay, yeah, that was a voice recording. So Bethany Hamilton, she was depressed for a while, and she didn't want to try anything new and stuff. And since she was told she could never surf again, since she was told she could never surf again, she just didn't want to do anything for a while. She got help from her loved ones, and she set a positive mindset and was determined to surf again. And now, obviously, my situation with the voice recorder and her incident with the arm isn't exactly the same, but it does have similarities. We both were on the verge to giving up and choosing not to step outside the box, but after getting nowhere, we both chose to figure it out. Self-assess and monitor their own progress and understanding, and communicate the quality of their learnings to others formally and informally. So this artifact is my second, this is my second learner profile. The artifact that I chose to talk about is the fishing lure that our class is making in Mr. Kaneko's class. Our class is in the moment of finishing up the lures, but meanwhile I've already finished one. So this is a photo of the side, and that's the bottom with the weights. After Mr. Kaneko checks all the steps and saw if it was reliable or not, we were able to start making the wooden fishing lure. So far, this process has already taught me so much about self-assessing and understanding the process. In order to self-assess and understand it formally, I learned that I need to know exactly what my steps are, and so I was able. This artifact demonstrates my learning because I had to self-assess myself to figuring out how to make the fishing lure. When Bethany was in her stages of trying to relearn how to surf, her family would take videos of her catching waves so she could self-assess, and then later that day she would just go over the videos and stuff. Bethany and I are similar in this sense because we both are learning how to self-assess and monitor our actions. Okay, yeah, so that just shows how she was self-assessing herself after she started. So my third learner profile is to embrace appropriate risks and opportunities to help solve novel problems. For Miss Napoleon's class, we had to make a Native American poster with another person. My partner and I worked well together. I thought creating a design was going to be fast and easy, but it wasn't. The hardest challenge I encountered was the Adobe Photoshop app. It ended up being very difficult for me to try and understand how to use the tools because they all looked so similar, but they were used very differently. But in the end, I learned how to embrace appropriate risk to help solve novel problems because I started off giving up and not trying, but then I realized I couldn't let myself/my partner down. In Soul Surfer, Bethany Hamilton tried out an initial version of her arm to make it easier in her everyday life. As soon as she asked the doctor if she could surf with it, he said no. So basically, ever since that, she's been deciding to take bigger risks and stuff in life.
You may want to give Bethany a prosthetic arm.
Can they make one I can surf with?
And yeah. So apply creativity and imagination to problem solving is my fourth learner profile. I chose to talk about the pencil box in my group, and I made Mr. Kaneko's. I'm also very proud on how it came out. Each group had to pick a teacher and discuss what they wanted the wooden pencil box to look like. This artifact illustrates my learning because in order to problem solve, you need to be creative, have your imagination flowing. That's exactly what I did by we made a second section on the pencil box. You can't really see it there because that was the building process. But it was for so Mr. Hunt could put his notepads or small clips or anything in it. I do need to improve on problem solving though, because I can come up with good ideas, but if it goes wrong, then I have to start over, and I'm really slow at that, my process of, yeah. On the other hand, Bethany and her dad were really good at being creative and problem solving because Bethany didn't have a lot to choose from for surfing, and for her to duck dive with one arm, she couldn't, but they were very creative and came up with a way, so they put a rope in the middle, so in order she could just grab and just duck dive under the waves. This relates to my creativity because we both came up with useful inquiries. Collaborate with and positively impact is my fifth learner profile I chose to talk about. Furthermore, my artifact is a zoo banner from Mr. Kaneko's class. The whole project was choosing a specific problem with animals or the earth that are happening in today's world to create the zoo banner for the zoo. My partner and I chose to create a banner about how the Mauna Oku is about to be on the endangered species list, and feral cats, and how they are dangerous to Hawaii. I learned that throughout this project, in order to create something that you want to be proud of, you need to collaborate with your partner, and you need to explain what you want, what each of you want to come out of it. Since the banner hasn't been put up at the zoo yet, I can't exactly say I succeeded for sure, but if our banner does make it up on the wall, I think it will have a positive impact on the peers that read it. In 2005, Bethany visited and helped out the communities and family in Thailand since there was a tsunami that hit. She told her story, she taught kids how to surf, she visited the village of Lam Tukai, which was in Thailand. Now, obviously, making a zoo banner and going to Thailand are very different, but they are similar because my partner and I were trying to make a difference about feral cats in the Mauna Oku, and Bethany's making a difference in Thailand. This past semester, I've improved on so many outstanding projects. Each one has built me into a sophisticated character in so many ways. Just like Bethany Hamilton said, whatever your situation might be, set your mind to whatever you want to do and put a good attitude to it and believe that you can succeed. You are not going to get anywhere just sitting on your butt and looking around. Thank you. admit it, I took 5